there are 11 days to go until the presidential election and what could end up being a very long night. But judging from much of the political media, the election's outcome is already a foregone conclusion. Adam has more.
In theory, Donald Trump could still beat Hillary Clinton, but he almost certainly won't. At least that was the message from NPR's lead political editor, Domenico Montanaro, this week.
Describe this presidential election and where it stands right now.
Well, it's not close. Hillary Clinton has expanded her lead nationally.
For the record, Montanaro wasn't alone in suggesting that Clinton has the White House pretty much locked up.
Do you see anything that Donald Trump can do in these closing days to turn it around? Anything?
You have to be a big change for this race to get off its current course.
In fact, we're already getting follow-up coverage, including which Republicans will challenge Clinton in 2020, whether Trump's movement will survive after he loses, and whether Clinton will be able to govern effectively.
Hillary Clinton will win, but with no mandate.
For some on the right, this amounts to the liberal media putting its thumb on the scale of democracy.
Like a Jedi mind trick, you're going to lose.
But maybe Trump isn't. Over at 538, his chances of winning have climbed from 12% a week and a half ago to 18% today. If Trump does eke out a win, we'll have a new entry in the Premature Prognostication Hall of Fame.
Well, Adam, this afternoon, as we were putting those pieces together, we did have another development. I don't know if it's a game changer, but FBI says it's once again going to be looking into the emails, whether she used them from a private server.
Emails pertaining to their investigation of her private server, right. I felt like people were jumping the gun even before the FBI revelation today, and that just drives the point home. I don't know why we have this urge, and by the way, it's something that I'm guilty of too. There's this sort of rush to pronounce judgment and start teasing out the meaning of what happened, even before it happens. I don't think it's part of a vast liberal media conspiracy. I think it's just the way we tend to operate, whatever the topic is, and we should probably exercise a little more restraint.
But this one has been extreme, at least in the last 7 or 8 days, we've seen much more of that.
One possible reason, maybe we're also tired of this election, just like the citizenry that we want to think it's done.
Yeah. I was watching an interview the other day, one of my former colleagues at CNN, interviewing the manager for the Trump campaign. And he was asking a lot of questions about what happens after the election, whether Trump was going to do the network, thing, or whether, would he indeed, get his supporters to fall in line behind whoever wins. And the way that it was being portrayed was that it was all over. Mm-hmm. And the campaign manager, looked up and said, wait a minute, I don't want to start talking about it this way because there are a lot of people out there who still have not cast their votes. And we shouldn't be framing this as the race is all over. And so people give up, and I did think it was disturbing because I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I do think that we like to, look at the numbers and say, here it is, what do we do next?
Could play it both ways because people could also turn off people from going out to vote for Hillary Clinton, too.
Yeah,
well, the media are obsessed with horse race coverage. That's what they like to do more than anything else. And here you have a horse race that, if you're going to base it on the numbers, it really does seem to be over. I think this kind of no one has ever come back from this kind of a polling deficit before. So if Donald Trump were to win, it would constitute the most massive failure of polling that we've seen. And I suppose anything's possible. That could happen. I think there's a fine line between pretending that it's completely over, which we've been doing, and I think that we've been getting carried away with that. But on the other hand, I don't think that we should be also pretending that at this point Donald Trump has a realistic chance of winning. I suppose he has some chance of winning, and we should acknowledge that in our coverage and not get carried away with who Hillary Clinton's going to pick for her cabinet. But at the same time, we ought to be realistic about what's going on, too.
I think that is the most annoying thing, to even, assume that Clinton's going to win, and then we're already starting picking the cabinet and her chief of staff. That, to me, is very annoying. And I understand that the media has to cover it. I mean, people want to read about that. I know this is such an unusual election. If I if we woke up on November 9th and said Trump was the winner, I wouldn't be surprised. No. You know, it's such a strange election. Trump, the fact that he's made it this far, given what he said, and Hillary Clinton, given her experience, you'd think that she would win in a landslide. But I think it's touch and go still. I personally am not ready to declare a winner.
I agree with you.
Even the imagery today, apparently Hillary Clinton was on her airplane having photographs taken by the famous photographer Annie Leibovitz. The crew was all outside, the news crew, waiting for her, and everybody thought she was avoiding coming down to talk to them about the new developments today, when really she had a pre-scheduled. So
and she didn't have Wi-Fi on the plane, which is crazy. So that's what I've heard. When she made her exit, she had no idea what was going on.
God.
I'm not sure, Dan, that you're right that it is as improbable as you're suggesting it is. Nate Silver, the guy who runs 538, has been pointing out again and again that his model is a little more bullish on Trump than others. But as he put it, I think a couple days ago, he said the chances of Trump winning are roughly 1 in 6, which is the chance of losing a game of Russian roulette. So it's not likely, but it's not impossible. But even Nate Silver got carried away. After the final presidential debate, he wrote a piece that was headlined something like, Hillary Clinton probably finished off Donald Trump tonight.
I'm not saying that there's no way Trump can win. I am saying if he does, it would be the most massive failure of polling that we've seen.
Well,
I mean, that's just a fact.
A lot can happen in the last 11 days.
Oh,
polling
sure.
could change dramatically.
Sure.
So
There's
then,
an Anthony Weiner angle that's playing out.
I know, the WikiLeaks emails. We don't know.
Anything can pop up
Anything
with
can
that.
happen.
You're right.
That's right.